Are e-bikes the best invention ever? Maybe not, but I'll tell you what, I'm hooked. Hi there everyone, it's Jeff and this is Plain English for Monday, August 3rd, 2026. This is the place for you to upgrade your English by listening to stories about current events and trending topics. We make episodes on a wide variety of topics here, so you can hear words and ideas that you might not otherwise hear in English. Today's episode is about e-bikes. I recently took my first ever ride on an e-bike and I just loved it. But I also realized there was a lot I did not know about e-bikes. So I did one of my favorite things. First, I learned all about it, and second, I wrote a plain English episode about what I learned. So now you get to learn all about e-bikes just like I did. Now, if you like this episode, you can read the transcript, take the quiz, and get some practice with this topic at plainenglish.com/887. Let's dive in. Before we start today's story, I'd just like to remind you that the podcast is just one part of how we can help you upgrade your English skills. At plainenglish.com, you can make faster progress with active learning strategies. You can take quizzes, do activities, listen to the fast version of the audio, watch video workshops, practice what you learn, and even join a live call with JR and me. It's all about helping you build your skills to become a better, more confident English speaker. Sound good? Go to plainenglish.com to start your free 14-day trial today. Now, let's jump into today's story. Most bicyclists can agree that there's nothing quite like the feeling of being outside on a warm, sunny day, moving swiftly through the world, using nothing but your own strength to power you forward. But in a quiet moment, many bicyclists might also admit that in an ideal world, they'd like to go a bit faster and not get quite as tired and sweaty along the way. Wouldn't it be nice to get all the benefits of being on a bike without having to exert quite so much effort? If you're nodding your head yes, then I've got a great idea for you. Consider getting an e-bike. An e-bike is a bicycle. It has 2 wheels, 2 pedals, a seat, and handlebars across the front. You can ride it without any power. But an e-bike also has a small battery-powered electric motor to help you out. There are 2 main types of e-bikes: pedal assist and throttle. E-bikes with a throttle have a motor that can move the bike without any pedaling at all. Users can sit on the seat, turn the throttle, and go. You can pedal if you want to, but if you don't want to, just turn the throttle and the bike will move under its own power. The most common type of e-bike, and the one we'll talk the most about today, is pedal assisted. On a pedal assisted bike, you have to pedal, and the movement of your legs helps move the bike. But while you pedal, you get an extra burst of power from the electric motor. So on a pedal assisted bike, there's no throttle, no accelerator. The power only kicks in after you start pedaling. Pedal-assisted bikes make up about 3/4 of the e-bikes sold, and for good reason. Many governments regulate the two types differently. In general, the law treats pedal-assisted bikes like bicycles, while throttle e-bikes are treated more like mopeds. That means if you get a throttle e-bike, you might need a special license, and you probably can't ride the bike on a bike path or an off-road trail. Some pedal-assisted bikes also have a throttle option, but users typically use the throttle only for short bursts when needed. When you ride a pedal-assisted bike, it feels like you, the bicycle rider, have superpowers. You control the movement of the bike with your legs, just like a regular bicycle. But just as you're starting to rotate the pedals, you feel a burst of extra power. It's easier and faster to start from a standstill. You can get up to cruising speed more quickly and easily. And as you're cruising, it's easy to maintain your speed with just some light effort. It feels like you're going downhill even when you're on flat ground. And when you're going uphill, you need to put a little more effort in, but you can get to the top with far less exertion than you would need on a typical bike. E-bikes have all kinds of uses. Many people use them to get to work. These are a great option for commuting if you don't live too far from your workplace. Hop on the e-bike, put your stuff on the rack, and you can get to work without showing up a sweaty mess. E-bikes are becoming a go-to option for school drop-offs too. If your kid's school is a short distance away, it can be faster to get everyone to school on an e-bike than in a car, especially in congested cities. Parents say e-bikes help them skip the car traffic on the way to school. And many schools have long drop-off lines. These go quicker on two wheels. Plus, it's easier to get kids onto a bike than in a car seat. Some e-bikes are specifically designed for kids to ride along, either on the back or in a box on the front. Older adults also like e-bikes because they are a lower impact form of exercise. If you want to get some exercise, but don't want to get stuck pedaling up a steep incline, or if you just want to cover some more ground, then an e-bike is a good alternative to a traditional bicycle. Delivery drivers are enthusiastically adopting e-bikes. In most places, bicycling is just not a great option for deliveries. Pedaling manually is slow, laborious effort, and many traditional bikes don't have large cargo areas to carry multiple orders. But there are plenty of e-bikes specifically designed for deliveries. They're fast, durable, and they have large cargo areas. Many of these also have a throttle option. In many places, an e-bike can make deliveries much faster than a car can, especially over short distances. Delivery drivers can zoom through traffic congestion, and they don't have to worry about parking or blocking traffic while dropping a package off. You can't ride an e-bike on the sidewalk, but you can leave it there while you go inside. There are a few drawbacks to e-bikes. First is the cost. An e-bike generally costs between 2 and 5 times the price of a standard bicycle. Second is the heft. An e-bike is significantly heavier than a traditional bicycle. So if you run out of power, you're left pedaling a much heavier bike home. And they're harder to carry upstairs too. If you get an e-bike, I recommend you get a good lock. E-bikes are 3 times as likely to be stolen as regular bicycles. The electric motors and batteries can be resold easily, so thieves take bikes just for the electric components. Call me a convert. I love being outside on a bike. It was one of my favorite activities as a kid, and even today, I like to be out on 2 wheels. It's great exercise, a great way to see new places, but I never really used a bike to get from one place to another in the city. But I tried an e-bike recently in Chicago. The bike share system in Chicago is called Divvy, and they have both traditional shared bikes and shared e-bikes. And I got a pedal-assisted e-bike for a short distance, say about 4 kilometers. And I just loved the experience. It got me there faster than public transit would have. It was fun. I felt safe. Yes, it was physical effort, but it wasn't much. I didn't get there sweating and tired. So I could see myself having a bicycle that I use for exercise and an e-bike to get from place to place. And even in a city with challenging weather like Chicago, an e-bike isn't a bad option. In the heat, you don't exert yourself as much. In the cold, well, you get to your destination faster. So it expands the calendar in a way. There are more days that you would feel comfortable using an e-bike compared to a regular bike. I'll tell you one thing though, buying an e-bike is a lot more complicated than buying a regular bike. There are way more options. It's been a long time since I bought a regular bike, but I don't remember there being so many options. All right, that's it for us here at Plain English on this Monday, August 3rd. Great job as always. We have the full transcript, quiz, exercises, and more at plainenglish.com/887. Check that out, and we'll be back on Monday with a new story. See you then. Listen up if you speak Spanish, Portuguese, Chinese, German, French, Italian, Japanese, Polish, or Turkish. One of the most frustrating things about listening and reading in a second language is being confused by unfamiliar words or phrases. When you listen to Plain English, or when you read the transcript, you probably encounter some words you don't know. When that happens, you have a few options. You can stop the audio, go look up the definition, then return to the episode, find your place, and press play again, but that's exhausting. Or you can just skip it and be confused. That's no fun either. But what if you could see the translation of the word into your language instantly without having to stop the audio, without having to look anything up? Well, you can at plainenglish.com. For each episode, we translate about 100 words and phrases from English to 9 languages: Spanish, Portuguese, Chinese, German, French, Italian, Japanese, Polish, and Turkish. And we highlight those words in blue. All you have to do is hover your mouse over the highlighted word, and you'll see the translation instantly. It works great on mobile too. It really makes listening a lot more satisfying, and it's a great way to expand your vocabulary in English. The best way to see these translations is to sign up for a free 14-day trial at plainenglish.com. During your trial, you can read as many transcripts as you like, all with the translations into your language. So sign up for your free trial today at plainenglish.com.